This is big. There was some low carb news last week that kind of went under the radar. So I want to just emphasize what has happened because I think this should be of interest to most people. Okay, so if we have a look at an X post here from Dr. Paul Mason, he says, "Have I gone mainstream or did the mainstream come to me? Now in official partnership with Diabetes Australia. Low carb diets are now officially promoted as best practice for type 2 diabetes management by the peak advocacy body in Australia as best practice." This is pretty big. So let's have a look. What exactly is Defeat Diabetes? Okay, so as you can see on their front page, they say Defeat Diabetes is now a proud partner of Diabetes Australia. Okay, so let's just click on their About to have a look at what the program is. Send your type 2 diabetes into remission. Okay, so we're going to defeat diabetes with a low carb program. 100 plus hours of video with masterclasses, Q&As, lessons, cooking demos, etc. Hundreds of recipes, weekly meal plans, 300 plus articles, quizzes and actions, member community, shopping list generator, easy workouts. That's pretty awesome, right? So we're actually trying to teach people how to, I say we, they are actually trying to teach people how to properly do a low carb diet so that they can get their blood sugars under control. All right, so if we go over to the Diabetes Association website, the Diabetes Australia website, they kick off a partnership with Defeat Diabetes. Diabetes Australia, or DA, is partnering with Defeat Diabetes to support people living with and at risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Defeat Diabetes is a program that supports people who want to manage their body weight and glucose levels and work towards remission of type 2 diabetes by adopting a low-carb diet. Diabetes Australia Acting Group CEO Taryn Black said DA is dedicated to improving the lives of people living with diabetes and those at risk. For people living with type 2 diabetes, weight loss, improved blood glucose levels, and remission can be life-changing. Yes, it can. And we are committed to supporting people to choose options for attempting weight loss, including very low energy or low and very low carbohydrate diets based on individual needs and the advice of their health professionals. So they're trying to keep a foot in both camps right now. So they're still kind of talking about the low energy, kind of calorie counting kind of thing to lose weight, but they're also promoting, which is good, a low carbohydrate diet. Now, I would imagine that what's happening is kind of they're seeing the way the wind is blowing and they're going, okay, well, we can't focus on this, just eat carrots and tofu and you're going to be fine kind of idea all the time, because no one's following that kind of thing anyway, and it doesn't work. So we need to start pushing a low carbohydrate approach, and we need to start advocating a low carbohydrate approach. But they can't just go all in 100% on the low carbohydrate approach, because then it looks like the last however many decades of advice Diabetes Australia has given is like, well, what was that based on? So I think they've got to maintain, at least for some time, they've got to maintain a foot in both camps. But they've also got a nice FAQ here. What is Defeat Diabetes? Where can I find out more? What is low carb eating? How do I know if it's right for me? All that kind of stuff. So if you're in Australia and you know someone who's struggling with their type 2 diabetes, it would be good to just say to them, hey, contact Diabetes Australia and get them to hook you up with Defeat Diabetes and see what you can do. But I think the fact that Diabetes Australia is starting to focus on a low carbohydrate diet publicly like this, I think it's a good thing to highlight. And I think it's proof that, the spectrum of ketogenic dieting is making inroads. It was only 2 weeks ago we were talking about Stacey from the ADA, so hopefully this has some kind of influence on what the American Diabetes Association is doing, will do, and just small wins here and there at the end of the day equal big wins, I think. I'm going to be interested to see if we get any vegan channels talking about this, or plant-based channels saying, "Oh, this is ridiculous. How can they be doing this?" Blah blah blah. But anyway, I would love to hear your feedback on this, whether you think it's a good thing, a neutral thing, a bad thing, whatever. Please comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And finally, a main reason I think this is such a big thing is because of the way they treated Gary Fettke when he was trying to help his diabetic patients control their diabetes with a low carbohydrate program. And of course, this wasn't Diabetes Australia, but this was the medical establishment in Australia overall. So I think wins like this are really important. And if you want to find out what they did to Gary Fettke, check out this video next.